Yo, what's up everybody? It's your man Gip back with another video. I appreciate you guys for tapping back in with me. We're doing another reaction today. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be reacting to some breaking news out of China that I believe every truck driver needs to hear. I know I was super excited when I heard the news, but the thing is, these Chinese exporters are loading up massive amounts of freight right now onto those container ship, guys. Right now as we speak, it's getting dark here in the US, but over in China, the trucks is running, the crane operators is loading up those ships with a whole lot of cargo that's headed for the US ports fast. And this means one big thing for spot market rates. The madness is on the way. I really believe it. So whether you're an owner operator, running your own authority, or leased on with a mega carrier, or just simply a company driver, man, it's going to be a great opportunity for us truck drivers to capitalize off of this 90-day tariff pause and the freight that's on the way across the Pacific into all the different ports that surround the U.S. It's going to be pretty phenomenal. It's going to be an awesome thing. I know a lot of us have been waiting for it. A lot of you guys have weathered the storm. A lot of people have waved the white flag and threw in the towel. But my whole thing is, man, like I always say, no matter what you are invested in or involved in, you only lose when you get out, guys. Whether it be stock market and you do a sell-off and everybody's running scared and selling everything, you lose when you sell. You lose in the trucking market when you get out of your truck and park it and throw in the towel. You got to learn to weather the storm. I have been involved in several different businesses that when it would get rocky, I would always bail out. And when the smoke would clear, all the other people that stayed down in the area of business that I threw the towel in on would still be standing there and be doing real good and made it and was super successful from weathering the storm. So you got to stay down for your crown. You got to crawl before you walk. And now, don't get me wrong. I know everybody's situation is different. And it's tough, man. So salute to all you guys who weathered the storm, man, but the ships is on the way. Let's get right into this reaction.
Today's video, I'd like to give you what no one else will, an actual timeline of when Chinese freight will hit the US spot market. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos. Where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, your trucking careers, as well as comfortable as we've successfully with our customers consisting of leased owner operators and carriers, operating under their emergency authority, doing under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please keep on coming, and let's talk about this timeline. When will the freight market improve? When will there be money to be made? I know it's on everyone's mind. There's a lot of discussion on the internet, but no one's willing to actually provide some sort of a guesstimate, some sort of a timeline, except us here at AFT Dispatch. Guys, I went through the trouble of actually looking at all the different parts and different factors of how long it takes to actually get the freight onto a ship, get it over here, until it actually hits the back of American semi-trucks, and this is what we're going to cover today. First of all, the majority of the stuff that we're going to see is going to be a back-to-school imports, which is expected to surge very soon. As you know, a lot of the stuff is elaborate. What we ship today will be sold in a few months, and so that's what we're expecting now. And with the recent tariff rate changes that we saw, the pauses for 90 days, both from China to the U.S. and the U.S. to China, the effects will be felt just like we felt them in the first quarter of 2025 when we saw that front loading, all the purchasing that was done. We saw the increases in rates and the volumes and things like that, which later crashed. And we saw the major declines that you guys have been feeling in the freight market. Now, well, I got good news for you guys and actual some time frames that you can take advantage of.
This right here is good news, guys. It's funny because earlier this morning I was having a conversation with my brother-in-law. He normally checks in with me from time to time. He's also a truck driver himself for well over 30 years. And, you know, we'll touch bases with each other here and there just to see what's going on, holler at each other. And it's funny how I found this video because, as I was saying, speaking to him earlier, he normally runs out of the Long Beach ports. Me, myself, I don't really work that area. I don't have a TWIC card. I'm not actually allowed to even go into those ports without a TWIC card, but I have done a considerable amount of moving containers from some of their, like what they would call staging yards. I guess guys, you know, that stuff gets piled up inside of those different piers down there. They bring them out to staging yards, and then carriers can essentially go in, pick them up, and take them to the distribution warehouses. What I was doing at that time was actually with that broker that I ended up having to take to court to get paid from them. When I filed that claim against them a few videos ago, I actually won the claim. The broker went on and paid. It was Next Trucking. They had like some big accounts moving those containers out of those staging yards into the different Amazon facilities here in the Southern California region, specifically LA County and surrounding areas. I was doing like 3 or 4 of those a day myself. That is the closest that I have ever been. Like basically, I was still in the port. I just wasn't on the actual pier, you know, where you can just look over and touch one of the ships. But anyhow, I think this is good news. Speaking with him, before I even came across this video, I was having a conversation with him, and he was pretty much telling me that the guy that he was working with at the port had notified him that those ships were going to be leaving from China within the next few weeks.
This is water. My radiator in my pickup truck is leaking.
You said the people out there at the port told you that them ships done set sail from China? That's crazy, man.
Yeah, they put them to the truck there. They had, you know how much shit was piled up on the docks in China that they were sending to us? And Trump cut that shit out a month ago.
Yeah.
So that port about to be crowded. It's about to be on the pop.
Yeah.
Hold on. You're gonna be okay. Now, how long does it take for the freight to actually come from China to the US and actually hit the US trucks? Let's begin with this. It takes 1 to 7 days for loading to departure on the side of China. Now, it also depends on the expediency, right? So if it's considered very, very important freight, and right now, take my word for it, they think everything is important because they're really trying to take all this freight and get it off, put it on a ship and get it out there because everyone is, everyone is looking to make money. So what we're looking at is that 1 to 7 days there, but there's a lot more to it because you have your seafaring travel time, you have your unloading time, from the ship. Then you got your customs clearance. You got time for your port dwell time. You got, drayage to warehouse, drayage to DC or distribution centers. You got your brokerage or, dispatch time. You got your loading the semi truck time. Then you got your OTR travel time on the truck over highway. So there's a lot that goes into it. And ultimately, it's going to take a little while. Now,
I know one thing for sure. First and foremost, the shippers, the receivers, the consumers, they're going to really be dependent upon us now, guys. It's really sad and unfortunate how a truck driver does not really get the recognition that we should. I don't think people really honestly understand the importance of the gentlemen, the ladies, and the men that move this freight around throughout the country, making sure that they have the essential things that are needed on the shelves. The only thing it seems like the consumers hear about is the part of the shelves being empty. They don't realize that we are an essential part of making sure that the shelves are stocked and stay full. So, without truckers, none of this freight moves. You guys need to really understand that if you're not a trucker, none of the stuff that you need or eat or utilize or consume on a regular basis would even be at your access if it wasn't for people like me. The gentleman here with this video that we're watching, he's actually a dispatcher. And you just got to understand that we are the backbone of making sure when these products arrive from these different countries that they are evenly and untimely distributed to the American consumers and to your brick and mortar stores and all these Amazon facilities. Amazon handles, when you see the little vans pull up, they're just pretty much handling the last mile of the freight. But just know that those vans, everything, all the contents that are in those vans that pull up in front of your doors throughout the U.S., Before they made it to the van, they was on the back of a semi-truck being moved throughout the country.
And I think this will really open up your eyes in terms of how long is it going to take, what are the time frames, what are the dates, and how long do we have to hold our breath, basically. Now, I want to make sure you guys keep in mind a couple of things. Besides the ocean freight that typically takes the 1 to 7 days of being loaded, especially for that high demand stuff, for the high demand goods, let's also consider this. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, the geopolitics and all kinds of stuff that you hear in the news. So usually they're taking the Panama Canal, but the alternative to the Panama Canal would be the Suez Canal, which is certainly less common, but that can take up to 40 days. And so that could also extend. So these time frames for some of the shipments generally going to be on the Atlantic side to the East Coast might take a little bit longer depending on how things pan out in the world. However, with that said, what we're actually looking at is the following. If we're looking at the U.S. Or Chinese provinces to the U.S., obviously it could be a different province and it could come from different ports, could be on the West Coast, could be down south, like Charleston, for example. It could also be on the eastern break. It could be, for example, your New York, New Jersey. So if we're looking at like Shanghai to Los Angeles, or the province of Shenzhen to Long Beach, or Ningbo to Oakland, or Shanghai to New York, which would be the Panama Canal. And if they changed that up, going around Africa and took the Suez Canal, that would be even longer. Then you got your Ningbo to Savannah. All in all, guys, it can vary anywhere from, say May 30th to all the way to about June 27th. So it could be a pretty big difference depending on where it's going. Now, as far as like transit time plus on-road prep time, you got your Los Angeles, Long Beach, Oakland, New York, New Jersey, Savannah, Charleston. Total time to semi-trucks can take all the way up to about 47 days from time of loading, which just began happening. So, add up about a month to today's date, and you're going to have a good idea. So ultimately, Vitaly, tell us up front, when is this going to happen? Guys, the earliest we're looking at is going to be May 30th to June 7th, coming into the West Coast freight. Now, East Coast, you're looking at June 16th to about the 25th of June to hit the spot market. Your peak volume buildup is going to be mid-June to about late July for strictly spot market freight. So again, mid-June to about late July. The good stuff is all ahead. So guys, I really, really hope that this has been helpful. I hope this gives you the hope you've been looking for. And if you haven't done so, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Let's get this video out there. Let's make sure truckers are aware that the good times are coming in. And for now, I'll switch over the camera. We'll look over the loads that we book for our customers. Rates have increased. Gross has increased. Things are looking up better. And I'll see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. Guys, this week we have vans, reefers, and a...
Okay, so this is where he lost me at right here. He's a dispatcher. I feel a certain type of way about dispatchers and brokers, as I'm pretty sure a lot of owner-operators and drivers do, but we're not going to get into that. But I'm going to go ahead and bring this one to an end. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me, tapping back in, and I will see you guys on the next video, man. So yeah, my palms is itching. We waiting on the freight, and yeah, man, I'm going to be heading down to that port with my binoculars within the next week or so, seeing what I can see coming across the horizon on that Pacific, man. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace.